Welcome everybody to our opening session on the ECU weekend. Here with me in the stream tonight we have Lily, Tatja and Eva. So welcome the three of you.
Hi Christine.
Hello.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
There's also the first follower, thank you. So what we want to do tonight is, we want to start our ECU weekend, and maybe Lily can tell us something about what are the plans for the next hours and also the next days.
So we have a weekend plan full of women's chess events and girls' chess events. There's a wide range of tournaments. We already kicked off this afternoon with our first qualifier tournament. We had over 150 girls and women participate from over 15 countries, so it's a great start. And in the chat, you will see later the link to the event where you can see all the events that are still taking place this weekend. So there's going to be more tournaments, there's going to be some coaching sessions for different levels. So whether you're a beginner or a super experienced player, there will be something for you. And there will also be a range of workshops for very diverse topics, ranging from how to be an arbiter in chess, to time management, to what to eat and when to eat to actually succeed in what you're doing. Tonight, we actually have a very special session planned. So we're going to have a small opening event. But first of all, before we start into the actual topic, I'd like to give the word to Eva, who's a representative tonight from the FIDE and the ECU, who's going to give some opening words tonight.
Good evening, dear chess friends. On behalf of European Chess Union and FIDE Commission for Women's Chess, I would like to welcome you to Women's Chess Weekend. I want to express my gratitude to not only all the organizers and speakers, but also to all the participants for making this wonderful event possible. I take this opportunity to share with you that next year was declared Year of Women in Chess by FIDE Council. And we certainly hope to organize many more events like this one. Also, we are preparing for you the Queen's Online Chess Festival, which will start in 1 month from now with continental and global tournaments and side events. We will publish more information next week, and we hope that all of you will be able to join there as well. I wish you to have lots of fun, both on and off chessboard, and I hope you all have a great weekend. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Eva, for these opening words. So this event is supported both, or is only possible, we do have the support from both the European Chess Union and also the FIDE. So thank you very much for that. Then I'm going to give the word to Christine really quickly in the name of the German Chess Youth Federation, as they're the main organizer of the event.
Thank you, Lily. Yeah, also welcome from my side. I'm very happy to be here today. So it was a lot of work in the last weeks, organizing the tournaments, the opening sessions, the coaching sessions. There are simultaneous exhibitions and workshops and so on. And you can find everything in our calendar on the website. And I think it will be a great weekend that is before us. And I'm very excited about that.
Okay, now tonight we have a fourth person on stream who's a very special guest tonight, and we're very happy to welcome Tatja with us. So Tatja is the director of the new documentary Glory to the Queen, and basically it's a documentary that is coming out or is currently shown at some of the film festivals, and it's a documentary that follows 4 women chess players in Georgia, and they're actually chess players, female chess players we should all know because they were absolutely successful and dominated the world of chess in the 1970s and 80s, but many of us actually don't know it. And we're actually going to start off tonight by showing you a short trailer to the event, just so you know what the movie is all about. And then we'll give you some more information and have a short interview with Tatja to speak about her movie and what inspired her and give you a bit more details about it.
Okay, then I think we will start with a trailer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
To je bilo ravno proboju na Mars ili na Jupiter. Nezamislivo, doktor, nezamislivo.
Die 4 besten Spielerinnen als Olympiateam am Weg zur Siegerehrung. Der russische Kommentator nennt sie Družina, eine militärische Kampfeinheit.
Eslo dagitsune. Eslo dagitsune. Ზოგიერთი გავხდიდა, გზაში მოვდივები. საქართველოს ტერიტორიაზე რომ შემოვედით, ყველა სადგურზე ჩერდებოდა 2 წუთით მატარებელი და ბაქანზე ვიდიქის.
And I made effort that in open tournaments should be women's prizes.
Nana war gerade 2 Monate lang in Moskau für einen Wettkampf. Bald wird sie wieder unterwegs sein.
სამახსოვროიდი ყო რომ თიშერის რეკორდი მოხსენით 13 პარტია მოიგე ზედიზე.
Кто эта девочка? Международный мастер чемпионка Европы Нана Йосильяни.
Нана, а почему вы ко мне не подходите?
А ваш король уже 10 минут стоит под матом.
Ая, арам холод чемпион чемпионი გახდა. არამედ ოლიმპიური ჩემპიონი არაერთხელ. 11-ზე დუსორად მახსოვს კაბადონი. 10 ჯერ.
But it was strange after the match. She asked me if you could play the strongest chess. I thought she was joking.
I 10 godina one su držale šahovsku krunu. To se neće ponoviti ni za 5000 godina ni jednoj većoj naciji.
Okay, so that was a trailer.
Hello. Yeah, hello. Thank you, Lily. Thank you, Christine, and the Girls and Women's Chess Weekend for inviting me for a talk. Thank you very much.
We're very excited to have you here, Tatya. So, yeah, first of all, some technical things.
But I've been living in
case
Europe all
anyone
my
that just
adult
watched the
life.
trailer is interested in watching the documentary, there will be a live streaming happening of the event in the upcoming week on Wednesday. And you will be finding the link in our chat in a second. So you can just sign up straight for the session if you're interested in it. But now we're going to ask Tatya a few questions about the film itself. So I guess the first pressing question that all of us chess players are having, Tatya, is are you a chess player yourself, or what is your connection to chess?
I'm a hobby chess player, but I was born and raised in time when the 4 protagonists of my film were very famous. So chess was kind of part of my life too, as part of life of whole country, not just Georgia, also the whole Soviet Union and maybe the whole chess world.
Mm-hmm. So they played an important part, I guess, in the time you grew up, but then you decided to make this movie much later. So what was your inspiration to go back to this topic now? And yeah, so like your inspiration for the film and what made you start this idea?
There were 2 components which made kind of this synergy that I decided to make this film. First was that in 1999 I moved to Austria for art study, and I was identified as a Georgian just by Stalin, Russia or Soviet Union. And you won't believe, but only one encounter with a cultural historian in Austria, and Strohelis, his name, was different. He told me, you come from Georgia, female chess players. And this kind of identification really stuck in my mind. It was much exciting and nice and cool. So I kept it. And then later, by chance, I filmed with my mobile phone Judith Polgar, you all know for sure, playing a simultan game against 24 men. And I made a shot. She did something which was incredible. I don't describe now, but I knew this topic has something. And of course, then I went back to my home country, where I knew that there was this epoch of almost 30 years, 29 years, from 62 until 1991, fall of Soviet Union. Nona Gaprindashvili and Maya Chibudanidze were world champions, and Nana Alexandria and Nana Yoseliani were very close to be world champions. And 2 times these 4 female chess players represented Soviet Union as the Olympic team. And 1 week after, they were playing against each other.
Yeah, it's very interesting, I guess, especially in women's chess, because there are not that many female players, that sometimes you play on the same team and sometimes you play against each other, and there's always this difference between like being friends and being the few women in that sport, actually. So it's very bonding, but at the same time you have this competing attitude because we play against each other a lot. And
imagine they were living in one city,
yeah.
kind of in one kind of republic, and it was very tight. This all I think this phenomenon, and I would there is this saying in English, this love and hate relationship between them. It was there, and I think nothing is better for a movie when you have, first of all, very fascinating story, and in the same time there is a conflict too. And also not just a conflict, they were also very supportive. They were somehow companions in the same time. And this, I like this. This was main reason why I thought this would be an interesting, one of the main reasons, yeah.
Sorry. What would you say is the importance, or what importance does chess have in Georgia? I mean, here in Germany, soccer is the typical national sport. How is it in Georgia?
I think for me, chess was a female game. And later, when I went to Austria, I discovered that this is not the case. That the women does not really play chess in such amount like in Georgia it is. I would say it is a national game, but in terms of female chess players. So because of these 4 chess players, chess got very popular.
Okay.
Which is very interesting, as chess is always seen like as this intellectual masterpiece, right? And it's like, I guess traditionally this kind of having a great brain and being very intelligent and liking this direct competition, I guess it's like a trait that's not naturally associated with women often.
So I have to tell that in one moment I also observed that usually men, maybe but usually often is that men say, yeah, this is female chess. It's female chess is something secondary, and this was also very, for me, I did not like this kind of, and I knew that my country had the best players. It's not about just chess. From the country, it's the best players. Were these 4 women, really in the history of 20th century. They were positive, they were strong, they were successful, they were, they were free. They freed themselves because they were such a professionals. And I thought this is important. And besides of that, we had this chess, which is a game which has no age, you can, it is kind of universal game. And so I thought this should be important to tell this story, to keep, and my protagonists, all 4 knew that they want to do this film with me because they also know that they are going in, people forget them, of course. So you don't know who from the public, by the way, thank you that you are attending our talk today. Who knew this woman? Who knows Nona Gaprindashvili or Maya Chibudanidze or Nana Alexandria or Nana Yoseliani? Is there anyone who knows them? It's my question to the public.
So chat, who knows? Who knows?
Who knows them?
Amazing women. If anyone knows, shout out in the chat.
Only you, Nona. Yeah. Okay, Nona was the first female chess player to get a grandmaster title in men. Good, that's it. And Maya was the second woman who got the grandmaster title in men. And okay, before was of course Vera Menchik, then was Second World War, a big gap in between, and then, yeah.
What do you think the reason is that, so as you already mentioned, like when you said you filmed Judith Polgar and we would ask players nowadays who would know Judith, then probably most players would absolutely know her. But what do you think is the reason that these Georgian women are so unknown? Is it just because it's longer ago?
No, yes, of course. It has to do with the time too, but also it has to do with the Soviet Union. I mean, it was a closed society, and Maya lost at that really in 1991 when Soviet Union fell apart. Of course, they had 2008. They won Olympiad in Dresden. Maya was still playing, but still, you know, this kind of fame was in the time which was over. You know, it was over. The wall, the Berlin Wall was gone, you know, and other times started. And also, of course, because Hungarian chess players like Judith, Zsuzsa, they came as the next generation and started to dominate the female chess world at least, and Judith, of course, also in men world too. So it was, and also one thing which I noticed, these chess players from Georgia, they are not so fame-oriented. I mean, they don't care in a way because they had very big attention already in Soviet time, in their times, and they are not so, they don't keep to be on the surface all time. This does not interest them. This was definitely an observation from me. They are not so media interested to be in media or to talk about themselves or something like that. It's kind of natural that they were successful and they take it as a natural thing.
Maybe let me take this to my next question, actually, because I think it's very interesting that you say, you know, they didn't want this fame. It was just that they were very talented in what they did. And I think this is very interesting because basically what happens is they're just very successful chess player and they didn't actively decide to fight for emancipation. But in the end, this is what happened, right? They ended up being role models for a lot of people.
Yes.
And I'm wondering whether they're aware of this role and how they yeah.
I can tell you, you said it very correctly. It was not this kind of conscious, you know, somehow it happened because they kind of were living the life we all would wish to ourselves. They did what they loved the most, and they did it with much effort and with much love. In this case, the chess. And when you ask them, and this was for me really shocking, when you ask them, how do you think, what was your impact on society, especially on women, through your success and fame, they usually say, you know, more of women started to play chess in Georgia, or more women, but they always connected to chess, you know, but they really did really social impact on whole country, all of the parts of society. but they are kind of not really aware about this. And this was for me really shocking, because mostly people, I don't know, because they, there is no this culture also to talk about the successes women do and what kind of impact this success can have on society. So they are kind of stuck in this, maybe in this world where women does not talk that much about some of the very important things they do. And I think this is my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's a very common theme, because actually for this European chess weekend now, we organize a lot of coaching session, and we ask some very good chess playing women to work as coaches, and they always underestimate like how excited, for example, the young girls are to go to their training session, or the parents are, and really often these good players are not aware how much of a role model they are to many people. And I guess it's a responsibility many of them didn't actively choose. Like they just want to like play chess and do what they're good at. And this whole like media attention, this whole role model, this whole like, I guess, burden that you somehow also get, this responsibility, it can be quite overwhelming.
Yeah, this is one thing which was happening, what I discovered while making this film was that because of a lot of attention from the state, and I have to underline this, if these women would not have these successes which they had, nobody would be interested in them. So I would somehow think that although in Soviet Union there was this kind of female male balance kind of was said, that it is more emancipation happening and so on. I have to say that if this was interesting for the system, then there was a support. Mm-hmm. But it was not like in a bigger scale happening, this kind of. But in case of Nona and Nana and Maya and Nona, it was the case. And I discovered while filming that these women are filmed so many times that they know better than me how to act in the front of the camera. And the most difficult thing was, of course, to find the moment when they are not performing. And this was really hard. So they have this kind of permanent performance. They do this permanent performance in a way, not aware about that, because of this attention, they are very much trained to act in front of the media. And I was very happy that they kind of give me the chance sometimes to a little bit to look behind their masks, So this is also something which has to do with attention, which is happening from the society. It makes you to be controlled, especially in the time when they were very, very famous.
Yeah, very interesting.
It's just I kind of continued a little bit this topic of attention and fame, and yeah.
No, I think it's very good. Maybe for the people, so most of the people, the viewers we have in our stream will probably be chess players rather than people that know much about movies. So for the documentary, you basically looked at old video footage from back in the times, and you just said it already took quite some time to find these moments when they didn't have a mask on in the nowadays when you filmed. So I'm just wondering, like, how long does it take to make a movie like this? Like, how long did you follow these people, or like from the original idea to the actual movie being done? Like,
okay, I just will be very, very straight with the numbers. This shot with my mobile phone I did in 2012.
Oh, wow.
The first interview I did with Nona, two Nanas and Maya was in 2016. So then I did a 4-channel video installation because I come from arts, which I showed, by the way, in Berlin. It was a project called Pop-Up Chess Palace, because Nona has own chess palace in Tbilisi, and in Soviet Union there are 3 chess palaces, in Armenia, in Georgia, and in Belarus. And in Georgia, the chess palace is named after a woman. So, and this exhibition was called Pop-Up Chess Palace. It was happening in Berlin. And because of these interviews, because of footage I researched for this 4-channel video installation, I got so many interesting insights, so much anecdotes, so many funny, interesting, strong, overwhelming stories that I started to talk about, to speak about. And I just noticed that people are interested in this topic. And you don't believe, but I never did a film before. This is my first film. And when I started to think, okay, now I want to make a documentary, in 1 year, there was the whole financing there on place. This is three countries co-production. Austria is main producer, Georgia and Serbia. And it was a magic. But I am sure this is because of topic, because of story. My film is very much story-driven.
What do you think of the connection to the Queen's Gambit? I think that's the most common movie in the last weeks or month. And what do you think about that?
I have to tell, I am glad that Queen's Gambit came out. First of all, it was 1 month after my film was premiered. So I would say that we both films are very, very well researched. I have only one mistake in my film concerning chess. I know that, but this is also because I did not show the film to the protagonists before. Okay. Because I wanted them to see it on the premiere. And what Queen's Gambit, because of Queen's Gambit, in the last series of Queen's Gambit, which is very well made series, and I am really happy that it was done because it is promoting female chess and women players supporting in a bigger way. I mean, all cliches are used, which can be used for the women chess players are used in this film. And I have to tell also one thing which I really hate is that this girl is able just to achieve, okay, not just in the end is different, but to achieve this kind of level of the play just because she is on the drugs. I mean, this is for me, it's absolutely no go. Because it is such a hard work. I don't know, you should know what is the chess. I mean, it is a kind of fairy tale, which is, of course, it has some moments, but I don't know. This is my opinion.
Tatia, if I may make a small correction, she was able to achieve her results not because she was on drugs, she was just handling the fame and the stress and all which comes with being top female player and even among men. So she was just dealing with the stress using the drugs. Drugs were not helping her in any way. And this is actually well known that in chess there are no drugs which will actually enhance your performance, you know. But I absolutely agree with you that this is not a very good role model, you know. And but otherwise, there were many things which were kind of mostly on emotional level, the kind of emotions and stress a professional player faces. Of course, there were also some parts which were not so authentic. For instance, after she won a game, other people would clap. That never happens, yes, in chess world, and other things too. I believe it was not meant for professional players, but for wide audience, and it was like an artistic expression, yes. And but I have a question, which I would like to ask you. My understanding is that you were the first to make a movie, yes, about Queen's Gambit. Like it was released 1 month before.
Yes.
So nobody can accuse you of using the topic, yes?
No, nobody can. So premiere of Glory to the Queen, which is the title of my film, was on 4th of September, and Queen's Gambit was released in October.
Mm-hmm. And tell me, because this topic of chess, Queen's Gambit was unusually popular, considering the topic, and we all chess players are all very happy about it, because it popularized chess. But what made you pick this topic, especially when it was your first movie,
This is what I said in the beginning. First of all, this moment of identification to my home country through women and through chess. Second thing is I'm an artist. I do teach video in an art school in Vienna. So it is my medium. So I'm working in this medium in an artistic way. And the second thing which made me kind of think about this topic was the shot of Judith Polgar. I mean, I will send you this shot maybe on my Facebook or something. Maybe you can watch it. It's fantastic. It's a little bit Queen's Gambit style. It's very sexy and very special. So, and then I thought, oh my God, this could be a topic which could be interesting. And this was kind of one moment which brought me to my, let's say, my roots, back to my roots, to my country where I was born and grown up, and also to dedicate something. I'm very long time now away from my home, and somehow it was a nice way to maybe say thank you to these women who are still alive, who do a lot for a chess, for promotion of a chess, and also to keep the story told for the wider audience. Because this film is not about chess, it is about women, it is about their struggle, it is about actually all women, I would say. And I grew up with two sisters and with my mom because my father passed away early. So I know how much women do, how much they work, how my mother cared about us. And it is, maybe it is something, but it is, for me, it's very touching. Successful female stories touch me, and I think I am the one who can also retell it.
And we can also thank you for that, because it is incredible, and I'm so happy that Lily and Christine invited you here, and I had the chance to meet you. It was extremely interesting to listen to your stories and explanations. So thank you.
Thank you, Eva. I think I would be happy if you watch the film. The link from the live stream is in chat. And also you can write to me, and you can give really maybe my email too, or the Facebook site of my film. I will be happy about every feedback you can give. And make your own picture about my film.
Okay, thank you, Tatya. I planning to, and for sure I will watch the film. And of course, I know personally all those incredible female players, and I absolutely think that they deserve to be remembered in this way. So you did a great job for female for commission for.
Thank you, Eva.
So surely we will stay in touch and hopefully cooperate more in the future. And please make more films like this one for us.
Thank you, Eva. Thank you. I'm glad to be in touch with European Chess Union and FIDE on this topic too. Yeah.
Thank you.
So for the chat, a few things to take away from this. First of all, check out Tatya's Facebook if you want to see the Judith Polgar shot. She'll put it there. Second of all,
soon, I will put it.
Apparently, there is one chess mistake in the documentary, and there is a live stream on Wednesday. And we're saying now, if you manage to find and message us, you will win a chess-based voucher. We'll give you chess-based vouchers, but it's probably going to be difficult because I'm sure Tatya did her research and really knows what she was talking about. But do message us here if you do find out about that. And then maybe, see, Tatiana Flowers is already challenged. Let's see what we can see. Let's see if anyone ever finds it. Maybe we can have a few more questions about the film before we wrap up. I think we have a few more minutes left, or maybe if there is any questions from the chat, also do feel free to drop your messages. But just like one topic I'd really like to touch up on is that you said that this movie is about chess players, but it's most of all about women and the struggles we have. And too much for the people that didn't have seen it, like that haven't seen it yet. But I think it's interesting to see how the things that were struggles back then, like making this, like the split of having your career and at the same time a family, like this time issues. It seems like nothing has changed from then to now. It still seems to be something we're struggling nowadays with, and it was very interesting for me to see that this was already something they struggled with back then, and that didn't change much. And yeah, I think that's like also a very reoccurring theme, which I think a lot of us women can identify with.
Just to tell you, none of the female chess players, four protagonists of my film, have more children than one. Only one child. Three of them have one child. One does not have at all. She was living also alone. She divorced very fast, and they were, I think at that time, the chess tournaments lasted much longer. Also, these zonal tournaments, preparation tournaments too. So they were away and from family. And this is how Nana Alexandria in my film says that it is. She even don't want to think about how she can do great for both, for chess and for family. So it's better not to think about it because it's impossible.
Yeah.
So it is a hard thing. And also what Nona was always saying, and I have to admit that she is really the one who always emphasized this. She was always saying she's not weaker than a man, never, but she had much more obligations and few time to sit in front of the books. At that time, there was no computer to study the moves. So that's why she was not, maybe not playing in the first men league, but not because she was like not so intelligent or strong enough, just she had other obligations too.
Yes, so yes, this is always an issue, and especially now with Corona, you can hear lots of stories how women are actually at disadvantage because they are the one to sacrifice for family in time of need and in time of emergency, and it comes naturally to us somehow, and the discrepancy between conditions for men and women now is even growing more instead of the opposite direction. Yes, so this is an issue which we must never forget.
And this is interesting, to hear.
And this work or this care is not paid, it's not acknowledged enough, it's not respected enough. And this is something we should maybe also talk about. The society should put more value to those things which they take for granted, from us.
Yeah. I want to really quickly just put in, because actually it's one of the topics we also have this weekend. So there is going to be a workshop tomorrow by Regina. And Regina is like a top class chess player, but she's also a mom and manages to have a job at the same time. And tomorrow she's going to tell us a bit on how it's possible to manage your time with all of these things. So I think with anyone struggling with this, I think Regina is a great person to learn from. Hopefully we can learn some good things from her tomorrow about this. We do have some questions from the chat, Christine. I don't know if you have it there, or if I should. There was one question here, Tatya, to whether did Nona and company teach you something about chess? Like, did you learn something during the
This was something which they do fun until now. As I told you, I am a hobby chess player. I know how to move the pieces. That's it somehow. And in one moment, they used to talk about chess a lot. And in one moment, they discovered that I don't understand what they are talking about. Really, I'm not following really how they are expecting me to follow. And this was actually a good thing because they kind of switched to other direction, which is more personal maybe, and not about, technique, chess playing technique. So they never tried to really to bring me near chess. But I have to tell that after I did this film, I really like to watch live chess games. I can sit down for hours and watch them. It's really great. It's fun. I like it.
Can I ask whether, so maybe they didn't teach you chess, but did like this documentary and spending all this time, like really going in depth about the role of women in Georgia, like did that kind of change? Because I guess like you also had a bit of an outside view because you don't live in Georgia anymore. So I guess like, I'm wondering if that changed your view on the country and the role of women there. And
so I would say, I think I was quite objective about thinking what my country and the role of women there are. But what I really learned through this film was this moment of forgetting everything else besides of this board and these pieces and this world of the chess. I understood that these women are kind of in another sphere, really, for me, they literally are somewhere floating in a sphere of this special game, and they are so, I really love them to see how they love it and how this game makes them to be solidaric to each other, although they were very strong opponents. This solidarity and professionalism through chess, this was something which was for me kind of idea which I got about chess and concerning to the women in Georgia, especially chess players. They are very, very supportive to each other. Even they sometimes are very, they are very solidaric to each other, and they support you.
If I may add, because I know even players from female players from Georgia, which are very good, one of the best still, and I had a chance to even play against some of them, and I must say that they are extremely nice, and I have the best, memories and experience with them.
I mean, this was something which was clear for me, that chess makes something, I don't know, makes them to stand above, although they are in conflict, still they have this kind of level of solidarity and support to each other as female chess players. Yeah. So this was something, but about Georgia and women role, I don't know. I just can tell you that female players in Georgia are really a phenomenon, were really a phenomenon. And I compare this very much with medieval Florence, where Leonardo, Michelangelo, and Raphael was living in one city. It was like that in Tbilisi from 62 till 99, with Nona, two Nanas, and Maya.
Yeah, one of the impressive facts is just the pure length, right? Like on how long they've been. It's like just something that, will probably never happen again. I mean, it's just like a one-time story, which we now have caught in a documentary. So I think
this is why it got attention. This idea to make this film. It's just a story. This is the strong story, which made, Otherwise, I could not imagine why I, as a first-time director, would get so much support.
One more thing, actually, which is not so much connected to chess, but too much about your statement that you say that you're a first-time director, because it says, when, I don't know if someone has been from the chat has been on the webpage actually from the movie, but it says that you worked with a predominantly female team. And
yes.
I think film is a bit like chess. It's still a very male-dominated area per se. So I'm just wondering how it came to that. Was it like an active decision, or?
The thing is, like, I have to tell that mostly female producers were interested in this story. It was just obvious that women were interested more in this story than men. I presented the idea to a couple of people, and women were really interested in it. So they produced it too. And I noticed also while editing, we had men. Our cameramen were not female, so our DOPS, director of photographies, were men. And when we were watching the material after filming, I remember myself and my Austrian producer who were there at the time, female producer, we were kind of very touched by certain takes, and our director of photography was telling, really? It is so emotional? This is so emotional for you? And we were like almost with tears in our eyes. And this was this moment when I understood why it's important that female also propose the topics in the society, not just as a film topics or in general, because there is some other view which we also bring in our reality to be more diverse, more broad, and more interesting. So this was a good school for me.
This is a very important idea which you just expressed, because it, as you mentioned, the general diversity is a topic which is quite important these days, and the more diverse people in a group can cooperate, the better ideas they can come up with, you know. And that's you are absolutely right that it should be viewed also in this light, and encourage women in chess or as movie directors and in other areas to join and make it comfortable for them to be there, even though their view might differ from what is mainstream.
You are right, Eva. This is true. This is how it should be. Yes, it's very important.
I think it's very important also with these media things to take the coverage ourselves, because this is in the end how we are portrayed. And I think we see this a lot in chess as well, that most of the reports and the commentating and stuff, it's all female reporters, and it's all female elderly reporters. And for example, this is why tomorrow we decided to have a session on how we actually want to portray ourselves in the media, like how do we females see ourselves as chess players, and to try and take that narrative and actually put our view on things in there. So topics we're also going to discuss this weekend. If people are not playing the tournaments but want to come to the workshop, it's one of the workshops for Sunday, I think, actually. So yeah, we have 2 more questions in the chat.
Wow.
So maybe
Nice.
we can do them and then slowly wrap up, because I think it's been quite long.
Yeah, I can have a look at the chat. So the first question is, Tatja, did you have a specific moment when you thought, yes, that is why I did the movie?
Yes. This moment, to be honest, this moment was on the premiere of the film. It was September, and we could premiere it on the Cinedoc Festival in Tbilisi. And it was in open air cinema setting. So this was, many people came, and we had to close the doors because we were not allowed to let people in. And 3 of the 4 chess players were sitting there, and I know for sure that they were not agreed with everything what they saw in this film about themselves. But the public was so happy because my film is very entertaining. You know, there is also one line which did not mention today, which is quite interesting and maybe a little bit funny too. And I just noticed that public was so happy about this film that the chess players were overwhelmed. And they, for one moment, they got this attention which they always had in their time of their fame, and they were very happy. And I was kind of happy that this happy moment happened with all us together. And this was one thing. Also, this was my coming back to my home country in a way. And with this moment of, with this film about women, I was happy that I did this because I think it is very important for the country to put focus on women too. And also what I understood, that this is a film which will be watched everywhere, because this entertainment moment which is have, it is not so local, because it is about chess, let's say. It's about chess players, and it's not so local thing in a way. And this was kind of satisfaction for me, that I noticed, okay, it is done, it is finished, and I am happy, and everyone is happy with this. Yeah, so this is a very strong moment. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Then the second question is if there's a possibility to watch the movie after the Facebook event next Wednesday. So will it be in the cinemas, or what is the plan there?
So it depends where you are. Where is this person? Where is this person at home? It's in Germany?
I think she is located in Germany, yes.
So it will be shown in June in Köln. It's Fox Feminae Festival. I will send you, Lily, maybe a link. So it is also a festival, and I guess it will be hybrid, online and physical. So it's possible to watch in Germany. In Austria, it is coming in cinemas now. And it will be shown in France, in Biarritz, also physically. So this is the next steps we have with our film in Austria, in Germany, and in France. And we try to first to travel on festivals, and later it will be put on cinema. Digital cinema platform, so everyone can buy a ticket and watch it, but not by now.
Maybe also something for EFA and the FIDE or ECU Women's Commission, because I saw one of the federations already showed the movie, so they got access for all their members afterwards, and there was a live debate afterwards as well. So maybe something for the Year of the Women, a special event for all of us to watch it together.
But yeah. I just had exactly the same idea. If we could somehow to make this online cinema, so we could also share then our impressions. But we need to check for technicalities and
To add, this year Nona got 80. It's the jubilee year, and Maya Chibudanidze is 60. So it's also like the year of them. So I think there will be some activities maybe around this, but still maybe it's also good to know that.
Okay, with this, I think we're going to wrap up today. If there are no more questions from chat for now, because I think we all had quite a long day and a lot of us already played a tournament today. But that was very interesting discussion, super informative. And I hope a lot of people from chat are going to join the live stream on Wednesday. Do sign up for it. And thank you so much for coming, Tatja.
Thank you for inviting, and thank you for attending. Thank you, Kirsten, Eva, and Lily.
Yeah,
it was so interesting, Tatja. I'm happy that I was invited to and I could listen to your really nice words and insights.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, for me too.
Yeah, thanks also from my side, and I think it was really interesting. I watched the film already, and I can just say to everybody, please have a look at it on Wednesday and watch the movie. So it's so interesting to also have a look behind the scenes. And yeah, thank you, Lili, Eva, Tatja, for being here tonight. And I'm looking really forward for the weekend, for our workshops, tournaments, simultaneous exhibitions, coaching sessions, and so on. And yeah, I think it will be a great weekend.
I wish you a successful event and a lot of
And thank you, Christine and Lily, for incredible work you are doing, because as organizers, I can only imagine how many days ahead you had to work very hard. So really, thank you for doing all this work.
Okay, then I think we will meet each other tomorrow. You can check out our calendar. The links are also in the chat. And yeah, we hope that many of you will join the weekend. So have a nice evening and goodbye.
Goodbye. Hey, ciao. Thank you.